Is that Neil? Do you know what? I was gonna say you sound just like Eddie. He's not that fortunate, unfortunately. I thought you were off this week. Okay, yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling very, very well, actually, mate. Very well. Very quickly, I was going to speak to Neil, and I'm glad you're there. So, delivery was this morning for the order that Neil put in, but the what? I've got 9:47 on Thursday, 29th of Feb. That's right. There you go. There you go. Back to normal. It's only a quick one, mate. So, not such good news actually. The CF287X's times four is on back order, but there's a bit of an issue. So, well, the issue is obviously it's on back order, but I can't get any others from other wholesalers because of the firmware update by HP. So I can send them out from another wholesaler, but I know they won't work, which I'm not going to do. But do you think you should be okay though? Because I think this one was for stock, wasn't it? But there's no rush, mate. On my end, mate. Honestly, my end. There's never any rush. Honestly, oh, 100%, mate. But just you send it through whenever you're ready. But what I was going to say is, how is that this going to leave you now? Because the the date that it's due in is the end of March. It's going to be about 4 weeks, which is unusual because it's normally. So this is for the M506, the CF287Xs. You use quite a lot of them, so this is why I'm a little bit concerned because okay, but when you get okay, so when you get the four at the end of March, I would then check your stock again because the likelihood is that those four might be used relatively quickly, if that makes sense. Because obviously you would have had them today, and then those four would have been on the shelf, and then you would have ordered in a couple of maybe a month or no, maybe two months or something like that. Just keep an eye on it when they arrive, because I don't want you short. That's all. When they arrive, they should be like 300-400. So it should be fine, like for future business. But they're so popular, that's the problem. The wholesaler doesn't. I mean, oh, mate, it's a brilliant printer. Brilliant printer. I quote hotels with it. I remember IKEA used to have it. It's been discontinued for a long time now, maybe 2, 3 years. It's been discontinued. But then, which one? 5500 HP color laserjet. Oh, mate, that's an old school one. Yeah, C97308 was the black, and 97318, 32833. If you're on about the HP color laserjet 5500, that was a huge color printer. Not a huge one, but it was a big color printer. Oh, you're on about M402. You could be on about a P2055. You're on about P2055. No, you said 55. Yeah, P2055. It's smaller though. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're on about the P2055. Yeah, yeah. Oh, none. Yeah, brilliant printers. So the color one was a 2600. That was the one that was there. The one after that one. Three 600. 700. Have you really? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You had to buy the black. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's honestly, mate, they're brilliant, brilliant printers. So yeah, when I first started cold calling schools in April 2009, it was in April 2009. I started cold calling them from the first call. It was the 20 HP Collegiate 2600, and there was a HP Collegiate 1320. Those are the two printers on every single school. Obviously, things change and everything, but some people Very rare to come across a 2600. Very rare. It's like 25 years old. And the other one is the 1320. Very rare, but that again is about 20 to 25 years old. They still some people still have them. Very rare, but you know it will, mate. It will. It will. It will. If it was an inkjet, mate, it would run out after about a year, maybe 6 months. If it depending on the lighting. If it's dark, then and the temperature is important. Yeah, no, it doesn't make any difference to tone of powder. It'll keep going, mate. It should be absolutely fine. I remember being in a company for 6 years, and I remember they had a warehouse, like a racking, and they had toners there that were there since 2007. I started in 2009, and I left in 2015. And I remember even in 2015, before I left, I still remember having a conversation with the warehouse manager, and they still had toners from 2005, which was 10 years previous. So yours should be fine, mate. But yeah, no worries, mate. There's no rush. I'm glad you received it all, and I will keep you updated if there's any delay or anything like that. At the moment, everything's going at the top of Russia, and realised, yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, 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 but it's still interesting, isn't it? Is the stock isn't quite. You want it to be perfect, though, don't you, Eddie? Let's be honest. You know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They start getting a bit. Yeah, you place it next week, or whenever you do get the next order. Yeah, yeah. But there's no rush, honestly, mate. There's no rush, mind. As long as you're happy with that, though. And I was hoping if you weren't there, I was hoping Neil would be happy with that. So fingers crossed, you guys trust me, and so I'm back on. Happy days. I've done the invoice and everything with Gabby and finance. That's sorted, and I will speak to you next week, mate. Maybe have a good week. Cheers, Eddie. Ta mate. Ta bye, bye. Bye. Next. Is that Aka? Hi, Aka. It's Charles. Ink guy from Cardiff. I was just letting you know the drums should be there. The only thing is, it'll be there today via DPD, but I've got two different times. The driver has seemed to update it on his system, so it should be there. I've got two different times. The first time he put 2 till 3, and then he must have updated his device in at 10 o'clock, an hour later, and now it says between 10:55 and 11:55. So say 11 and 12. So I don't quite know what the driver's doing, but initially it was 2 till 3, and now it says 11 till 12. Oh no, today. Oh, it should be there now. Oh, hang on a second. Ah, right. Okay, he hasn't. Yeah, it's over 12, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, mate. My morning's gone a bit too quick. It's already 12:15. Right. So I think it'll be there between 1:56 and 2:56. Okay. So yeah, yeah. No, of course. And I'll give you a ring maybe. Exactly. Have you got my number? Perfect, no problem. If I don't hear back, shall I give you a bell in the morning? No problem. Okay, okay. I'll hopefully speak to you in a few hours. Fingers crossed. Have a good afternoon. Cheers, Aka. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. All good? No, not all good. What a busy week. Listen to Roy. It's late, dipstick. Option 2. But Karen also orders. Save. So let me look at Roy's last one. Twenty-two. 303 XLs. 22. There's a leap year, is it, motherfuckers? TN2420. TN1050. And now 18. Run. One toner. These are £22 black. Save that. 4997. Check on. Oh, you can losing £1 on the inks, man. What the fuck is that about? 11.50 and 14, bro. £11.50. 11.15, 14. It's a fucking big difference, that. Let's get the order out. So 4872. Oh yeah, I gotta pay for that now. Oh, I could pay for it tomorrow. Pay for it tomorrow. Four nine nine seven. Yeah, two. HP. Uh, That's done. Okay, so what are we looking at? So get my book out. Got 5 minutes left. UK data. Get my book out. Right, so we got work this out. So we got uh, so we got 1150. Oh nah, man. Pen's run out, bro. Nearly run out. Yeah. No, I've been smashing it this week. So I use Pilot High Tech Point V5 extra fines, and the last couple of years I use ones with the refillable ink. So this is completely empty, and this is from a pack of 3 or a pack of 4. Then just put this in. So it's like that. Then you screw it in. Takes a few seconds for it to get going, and then put this in the bin, and then I don't need to buy a new pen. Uh, right. So how much is the TN 1050? Oh shit, 20 TN 2420 450. What? Oh, 2.5 minutes. Probably about the same. So 19.19 add 18.33 add 3.28 add 5.95 add 6 add 5 equals times 2 equals 69.30. I see, so £11.50 add 14 add £3.20 add £12.50 add 5 add 5 add £1.20 equals times 1.2 equals 53.28. That's a big difference, man. 69.30 minus 53.28. That's a big difference, man. £16 difference. Let's have a fucking chat. Um, okay, so this is more than likely going to go to this for now. I got a minute left. Put this card payment through. Wells, so let's do the. I need to do the payment first. You can come over here now, bruv. Right. So much is it? £177. Order 4, 7. Done. Paid. Uh, so it's either going to be 107 or 123. Okay. So we're going to do an hour. One. Put that over there. Put the order book away. I hate this website. Oh yeah, I'm not fucking supplying. Why would I do that? Oh, the fuck, bro. GNT500. Oh here. Hyphens? 25, 10. We're really done with all this. 45. Another 10 minutes. Ah, you win some, you lose some, eh? Okay, so if I keep going, okay, so where was I? We're doing for Rossi. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Rossi. Oh, cheers. Oh, is that yourself? Oh, sorry. My name's Charles Rossi. We've spoken before, not for a long time. I'm a sole trader. I run my own little link business based in Cardiff. Um, in the past, it was quite a while back. It was March of last year, and you very kindly gave me permission to pop you an email. It was the office at apdiesels.com address. And I called you up and I asked if I could leave some prices for ink, and you very kindly gave me the model of the printer, the Brother printer, but I haven't called or emailed since then. Would you allow me to send another email with my name, Charles, and my prices? Would that be okay? Are you sure? Yeah? Yeah, not from myself. Yeah, it wasn't from me though. Oh no, no, it wasn't for me. I'm a sole trader, so I know. Trust me, I've been doing this for 7 years by myself, and I have nearly 1,000 customers, Rossi, and I remember every single one, every single one. But no, I called you up on the 2nd of March last year. Yeah, yeah, at sosltd.com dot inc. Are you joking me? So after I spoke to you in March and I sent you pricing, did you then? Yeah, no way. Where did it go? Well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me because I would have spoken to. I would have said thank you and everything. Uh, I would have sent you treats and said thank you and no, unless I'm losing my mind. But I haven't got any emails. Can you find my email with my pricing? It was on the 2nd of March last year. I know it's a long time ago. 2nd of March, 12:43 p.m. I sent it to the office email. Are you joking? Oh, never. So we could have been. No, no, yeah, because this time, if you do end up placing an order or anything like that, just let me know yourself, maybe. Because don't do it again. Because I'll ring you in a year, Rossi, and you'll say, Charles, we've ordered again. I'll be like, Rossi, I'm not March the 2nd. Oh, you wouldn't know when you ordered. Oh, I'm devastated. I would, but I would have spoken to you again, you know? That's the real, yeah, 12:43 p.m. That's when we spoke, and that's when I sent you the email. Yeah, have you got it? No, no way. Delivery. But it wasn't from me. Yeah, it wasn't from me. Yeah, it wasn't from me. Such a shame. She might have just ordered from a previous supplier. I'm, yeah, she must have just ordered the originals. Hang on. I'm so confused. So, right, I'm gonna send you a fresh email. The prices are the same. Everything is exactly the same as last year, but it says the only difference, it says follow-up quote on the header, not toner quote. And it also says, as discussed before, there's only one word difference in the email is the word before, Rossi. So I don't know if you can do a little game and see if you can see if there's any. Oh, and the only difference is there's no VAT. My apologies, actually, there's no VAT. There's no VAT. I had to. I wasn't hitting anywhere near the threshold of VAT, so my accountant said, "Let's no VAT." The problem I have now is I've got extremely busy in the last 6 months, so now things could change again. But it makes no difference to you whether the VAT or not. So the only thing I would say to you is not at the moment, no. So the prices that I give are 35, 5 delivery. Uh, that's all in. So it's 35 a box, 5 delivery. But if you end up ordering, how are we? Okay, so let me ask you a question. When are you next likely to order, and would you be comfortable with me giving you a ring like now, maybe in 4 weeks or maybe in 8 weeks? When are you next likely to need something? Yeah, yeah. J- What they say. But when are you? What's your stock like at the moment, Rossi? When are you? Yeah, yeah, of course. Do you order one toner at a time, or do you order one? Okay, so one color at a time. Okay, perfect. So on your stock at the moment, when do you think? Oh yeah, you said one at a time. Okay. Um, I'm going to teach you how to do a print report on the printer, and the print report is going to show not just the levels of the toners individually, but it's going to show the levels of the drums as well. But I can do that in the future. If fingers crossed you become a customer, we can always discuss this in the future, you know? There's no rush now. But I'll give you a bell. Is 4 weeks too early, or is 4 weeks okay with you? Okay, Rossi. Just let me know what they say. I'm gutted. I didn't expect you to say that, but it's not the first time somebody said that they've ordered and it hasn't come through or whatever. But I've done this. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We'll get yeah, because to be honest with you, I spoke to a hotel up in Scotland, Rossi, and the gentleman asked me to call back in like 4 weeks or whatever. Anyway, I called him back, and he said, "This is what he said to me. He said, Charles, I've already ordered from you." I said, "No, no, you haven't, Robert." I said, "You haven't ordered from me." He said, "Charles, I did." He said, You called me, and no, somebody from your company called me." And he said, "Oh, I'm going to order from Charles." And the person said, "Charles isn't in today." And he placed the order. And I work for myself. Yeah, so it has happened in the past, like different situations, but rest assured. I'm the only person. I mean, I have five children, but I'm waiting for them to grow older so they can work for my company. But at the moment, it's just me. In the future, Rossi, it may be me and many, many others. But at the moment, it's still me, you know. But I'll send you. I've sent you the email, and then you let me know when you're ready, if you want, and then I'll call you in 4 weeks. But thank you for remembering me, and I actually appreciate you placing an order. I'm just gutted. I send out like little treats and everything, so you know. No worries at all. Well, you have a lovely day. Thank you for that. And fingers crossed, we'll talk soon. Thanks, Rossi. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking fuming. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, Damien. I was just looking for Ian. Oh, there we go, mate. Is he back after? I'll put this on my notes. No problem at all. I'll try again a bit later. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Is that Brian? Hey, is that Brian? Hi, Brian. I don't know. I don't think you'll remember me, but very quickly, my name's Charles. I'm a sole trader, Brian. I run my own little link business based in Cardiff. We've spoken before, and you've taken my number down on the phone, and you've allowed me to quote you for some ink for your Xerox printer. But we also had a chat about a. I recommended a printer as well, because it must come up in conversation. And I've come across your notes again, and I was just wondering if you'd allow me to leave you my contact details and my prices for ink again, if that would be okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would that be okay? So you've still got the 6110. Yeah. Um, I'll tell you what, are you because I didn't send an email last time. Would you like me to? It's up to you, obviously, but would an email be any good, or do you want to just take my number again? Because you took my number, but obviously, I've done this for a long time, 15 years, Brian, and people have taken my number and they've called me back themselves, but what's easier for you? I do as well. It will, mate. It will. It will. It's just on my side. It looks like I'm being more efficient if you do the email. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, could I give you my name, Charles, again? And would that be okay? No worries at all, mate. And what I'm also going to do is, mate, I'm going to check. I'm going to try and find the toner codes and just double check that I can actually supply them because the printer is definitely getting on a bit now. I haven't quoted anybody on email. Uh, Apart from I want to well, I didn't quote you on email, so you're not even on my emails. Right, so I've got yeah, tell me when you're ready. Yeah, perfect. So my name's Charles. Listen, mate, I type with one finger. I'm not gonna judge you. So my name's Charles. The company is Stead Office Supplies. So it's STEAD, which is my surname. Stead Office Supplies. It's SOS for short, but you can just put whatever's easier. And then my number, Brian, it's a Cardiff number, mate. It's 029 22 402 402 747. Now, if you very simply put £30, and that's £30 each, and £5 delivery. And what I'm gonna do is I know obviously you haven't ordered it any for a while, but I'm gonna email my wholesaler. Uh, and because the black is showing as out of stock, and I want to make sure, is there any black coming back in, because the printer's quite an old printer, and it's just saying uh out of stock. Whereas with the colors, I've got on the supplier list, I've got uh three of each color. Well, three blue, three pink, and two yellow. but I want to double check on the black because if they can't, the last thing I want to do is you ring me in 6 months or in a year's time and say, you need some. Let me check my other supplier. Yeah, yeah, it's blue and pink. It's yeah, yeah. One of my customers calls the yellow lemon, and whenever I pull her up on it, she says, "Do you want the order or not, Charles?" I'm like, "Yeah, lemon it is." But yeah, what I'll do is I'll update my notes as well. And then if you do need me, you just give me a shout. Would that be okay? Yeah, 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 yeah. So things could be changing, and I'll just be there in the background, mate. If you need me, you give me a shout. If you end up, no, listen, mate. Like you said, it's either in the pile of papers or in the pile of emails. But my number hasn't changed for 7 years, and it never will. That's one tip somebody gave me many years ago. So you just give me a ring as and when. And if so, two things. If you do need stock for the Xerox, or if anything changes and you need a new printer, I recommended another Xerox. But obviously, times printers nowadays they only last 18 months. They get superseded and things like that. So we'll just have a conversation, whether it's about the current printer or whether it's about a new one. But thank you very much for remembering me, and thanks for your time, Brian, and best of wishes to your wife as well. Have a lovely afternoon. Thanks, Brian. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Bye. Hi, it's Charles. I just had a missed call. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the drum. Is it showing it up with a drum error message after replacing the drum? Oh, is this the? Oh, you put in the new drum though. Yeah, perfect. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Do you know the printer model? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me 2 seconds, mate. Finger. Okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to open the front cover, press and hold the OK button for 2 seconds, and then press the up arrow key or the number one to reset the drum counter. I don't know what they mean by that, but yeah. And then if you close the front cover, it should be fine. I told him it would take about 2 seconds. I should have said 10 seconds, shouldn't I? I lied to him. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it's an interesting one because this printer is many years old, should we say? Um, I would do a print settings page. So give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get instructions because I don't know. This might be a bit trickier to get the print settings page because it's not as simple as the what is it? Let me get an image of this printer. So it's a brother DCP-L 2500. Okay, so you've got the one where it has okay, so the screen's in the middle. Um, if you can go to the main menu on the LCD screen, and if you can scroll through, I haven't got the instructions as yet, but if you can scroll through and look for anything that says settings or report or something along those lines, while you're doing that, yeah, it could be. I'm looking at the manual now, but someone's put a manual online, but it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, go on. Yeah, do that. Yeah, click test print. I don't think it's that, but if you click test print, it could be. It's different on every printer you see. Okay, that's okay. Is it saying the toner is full? Because you changed the toner, haven't you? So is it? n- Oh, it's not showing the toner or the drum life or anything like that. Is it got any lines down the page like you were talking about? Yeah. Oh, okay. What about yeah? What about go back to the settings then on the LCD screen and see what else you can print off? Because I don't think that's really helped us to be honest. Go. No, it's this. It may not do a set. Let me see if I can do. Let me try and type in report, print report. Yeah, but the problem is the newer version of this printer is it it's brother have I've just spoken to one of my customers and they've changed over the one after yours and the boss has gone and bought it without going through myself and they've just got it today and they've just said right how much are the toners and they're original only high capacity is 90 quid and the non-originals are not in the UK for at least 6 months. It could be longer, could be less, but the now Brother have a whole free run on the UK marketplace because nobody will be able to use non-originals in the newest version. Now there is a newer version of your printer that's been discontinued. There is still stock of it because I spoke to somebody about it the other day and because of my knowledge, I think I'm one of the only few that kind of knows about it. So a lot of other suppliers, they're just going to recommend the newest printer, which I would never recommend because obviously the cost of the toners. But so you're in a bit of a tricky situation now because if the discontinued printer that is in stock, when that stock goes like is gone, then you're not gonna have any option but to buy the newest Brother if you wanted to stick with Brother because obviously there's Kyocera, HP, Canon, Epson, etc. But so you're in a bit of a tricky one because you can keep the printer going, but then you've had the printer for so long as well. So the argument is, imagine if you keep the printer going, for example, for say another 3 months, and then you ring me up and say, right, Charles, Brett calls, right, we need a new printer now. But the problem then is the stock for the discontinued printer is now gone. So it's a bit, if that makes sense. So it's a bit tricky. What I can do, so you've got a DCP. Is it got a D on the end of your printer as well? A D, sorry, does it say DCP-L 2500D? Is that right? Right, here we go. This is a perfect example. So when I click this your printer model into my system, the it says it's been superseded by another printer model, MFC-L2750DW. D basically stands for duplex. It means you print on both sides, and W stands for wireless. So the newest version is obviously wireless. It's got a top to it as well, like a feeder tray. So yours has got you can copy it, I think, on yours and scan it but it on the newest version, it's got like a top where you put the paper in, like a feeder tray, if that makes sense. I tell you what I can do is I've got 83 in stock, so it seemingly there's plenty of time to have a think about this. But if I was to speak to Brett, I mean, did you want me to speak to Brett about it and see what he thinks? What do you reckon? Right, so yeah, so give me 2 seconds. I've been quoting this printer all week, and the reason I've been quoting it all week is because it's the only printer available that I'd recommend from Brother at the moment, anyway. Right. So the price I quoted somebody on last Wednesday. My apologies, last Wednesday. Right. So I can send an email across. It's 259 dead, right? I can send an email across. The subject header will say printer recommendation. It'll have the model of the printer, it'll have the price, and it'll have a brochure. It'll also have the dimensions, the height, the width, the depth. It'll have the features, and it'll also have the toner prices. So the toner prices are more than what you've been paying, but that's just normal because it's a newer printer than what you've got. The support from Brother will obviously still be there because it's a brand new printer. But my this is my recommendation. What was your name, by the way? James. Sorry, James. This is my recommendation. I think you should buy the printer. I think you should put it in the cupboard, and I think you should keep your Brother printer going. And then when it gets to the point where it's like, right, we can't now keep going, like it's too faint, or what have you, I would keep your printer going for a month, 2 months, 3 months. But then when the time comes when you're like, right, I would then take this new printer out of the packaging and change it over. But I personally, I would say buy it, but keep it going at the same time. Because if that makes sense. Because otherwise, what you're going to do is, if you keep it going, which is my recommendation to keep it going, you're going to come to me at some point. Maybe it could even be like, who knows when it could be, but it's more than likely going to be sooner rather than later. But you've had this printer a very long time as well. I would hazard a guess you probably had it for maybe up to 10 years, maybe more. I don't know, but maybe 8 years. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a long time. So I that's my recommendation, to keep the printer going as long as you can, but to maybe think about, you don't have to do it right now. There's 83 in stock, but next week there could be. I don't know. I can always check stock levels. You can ring me up every week and ask me, and it takes me 2 seconds. But one day it will go down, like it'll go, and then the problem is you'll be in the same boat as a lot of other garages where you'll say, right, Charles, give me that printer that you recommended, a month ago, 2 months ago, and I'll be like, it's gone. And you'll be like, oh, okay, Charles, recommend me another one, and then it'll just be a whole different ball game. Whereas this printer, when you look at it, because you can look at it, and you'll see it's exactly what it's basically the next one from yours, which means that you know how it works, you know that it should have good build quality, you know the toners. The toners are different, but you know the toners and the drums relatively well, like changing them over, etc. You know. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, really. But I'll always give my honest opinion on this, James. I'm quite passionate about it, to be honest. Yeah, yeah, of course I have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll email it over. Oh yeah, have you changed it? Do you know what's interesting actually? I got a mailer demon off the invoice the other day. Um, so let me see. I must have an old one. Right, so I've got Summerfields at ukperform.com. Is that an old one? Right. What's your new one? Yeah, Summerfields Garage at outlook.com. Okay. I'm gonna send over the invoice because you wouldn't have received it. Uh, Summerfields. Okay. So would you like me to send this printer recommendation on email for you guys to have a look at it? Yeah, it'll take me 2 seconds, mate. Honestly, it's fine. Um, so yeah, like I said, the garage that I spoke to this morning, the boss went and bought the newest version, and then they said to me, "Can you give me the cost of the toner?" And I said, "Yeah, it's around £90." So you've got to imagine you're going from, say, £25. Bear in mind, £25 has been like it for. I think Brett ordered off me first in. Well, he ordered off me in 2020, but I'd spoken to him in 2017. In 2017, it was £25, and in 2024, it should be £30, but I just haven't increased it. The newest toner is 35, but it's your toner should be 30. It's just I haven't changed the pricing for Brett. He doesn't order very often, so I just keep the goalpost the same, if you like. But yeah, I'm going to send over the print recommendation, and then just let me know. There's no rush, mind. And there's another thing. Maybe you can keep the printer in another side of the business. Maybe it could print off emission sheets or something that isn't customer facing. Maybe somebody could take it home and use it. I don't think that printer is worth scrapping. I still think it's worth using. It's just it may not. If you've changed the drum and you've changed the toner, yeah, exactly, yeah, and there's nothing on there clearly that is so simple, that printer. The downside to the simplicity is that there's no print report you can do on that printer, from what I can tell anyway. But I'll send it over now. Is that okay, James? No worries at all, mate. And keep me updated. Apart from that, I'm here. I'm here if you need me. Just give me a bell. Say hello to Brett for me. Cheers, mate. Ta now. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. No way. No way. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Ellie. It's Charles, it is, from Stead Supplies down in Cardiff. Is it okay to leave my contact number with you? Would that be okay? Thank you. Yeah, it's only my number. She'll know who it is. So my name is Charles, from Cardiff. It's 029 22 402. Yeah, 747. Is that okay? Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Hi, Gail. My name's Charles. We've spoken before. I'm a sole trader. I run my own link business based in Cardiff. I was hoping you could give me a quick call back on a Cardiff number, 02922 402 747. Thank you very much. Do you know what? I'm going to go back to Back to life. Go back to Anna. She's- Hi, good afternoon. Is that Anna? Hi, Anna. I don't know if you remember me, but my name's Charles. I'm a sole trader. I run my own little link business based in Cardiff. I called you up about a year ago, actually, and you very kindly gave me permission to pop you an email. It was the contact at PB Autocare email. And you very kindly allowed me to quote you for some ink for your brother printer. We actually had the same printer, but I haven't called or emailed for since March of last year. Would you allow me permission again to leave my name, Charles, and my prices? Would that be okay, Anna? Yeah, is that okay? My after we spoke, my printer died. So yeah, I was gonna say, so if your printer goes missing, it's got nothing to do with me. You can't accuse me of anything if you didn't see me do it. I'm devastated. I had it for about 12 years. I'm absolutely devastated, and I still haven't managed to replace it effectively yet. I mean, I've tried to replace it. The only person that really uses my printer, if I'm going to be honest with you, is my 9-year-old daughter. So I bought another printer, and I put some ink in it, and then she used it so much that it ran out of ink, and then I told her that it broke, and every time she comes to my office, I say, "Oh, the engineer, hasn't come out," and it's still flashing. It's behind me, and it's still flashing, like it's flashing the lights. And I say to her, it's just broken down, because the thing is, she'll go through ink quicker than me, Anna. But what I'll do is I'll send you the email. So, you've still got the same printer, the HL 3140. Now, just to ask very quickly, we spoke about this last year. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember me mentioning about doing a printer settings page that shows the other parts of the printer, like the drums and the PFK kit? Do you remember me saying that at all? Okay. Well, the reason why I mention it now is because I had an order yesterday from a customer where they kept having an error message saying to replace the drum. So I told them to do a printer settings page. They read out the last 10 errors, which were all drum errors, and then they said to me, Charles, the data that's showing the black, the blue, the yellow, the pink drum underneath the toner data is completely white box. Well, a completely white box, Anna, means that it's dead, basically. So I tried to say, like, it needs changing, but the last 10 error message said that it needs changing. So what I was going to do with yourself, I'll send you the prices for the black, the blue, the yellow, the pink, the toners, but I'm all underneath the pricing. I'm going to put the instructions of how to do the page, but I'm also going to show an image of what the page looks like from one of my customers. So you'll see what I mean. When you see the image, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that." You may have seen it before. I'll send it over now. Would that be okay, Anna? Yeah. No, no, there's no rush. Honestly, I haven't called you in a whole year, so there's no rush. One thing I will say to you is, I don't want to be calling like every year because it's a bit too long. When are you next likely to need ink? Like, when are you next likely going to be thinking about it? Is it going to be in 4 weeks? Yeah, you did last year. Thank you very much. But I'll send it over now and let me know what you think of the print report. But thank you for your time as well. Thank you, Anna. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. HLC. Hi, Ellie. That was a big risk, wasn't it? The amount of time, if I could say the last 10 times that I've said the person's name that I think would answer was ringing, yeah, yeah, it's a big risk, because so, uh, I got it right, yeah. Yeah, the last three times or four times I don't think I've got it right. I've said hi Ellie and they've gone it's Tony and I'm like oh, I'm so sorry. Um yeah, so it's only a quick one. They got the recycling box back, my wholesaler, but they said that there was 17 n- toners in there that wasn't theirs or wasn't mine, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's only I should have made it clear maybe. It's only no, honestly, you're one of only a handful of customers I do it for anyway. So I should have yeah. Well, yeah, but you've taught me something, so I need to be like go back to the handful of people and say, listen, only my toners. But no, that's fine. They have charged for it, but it's a minimum. Well, I say it was going to be a minimal charge, but it's because it's 17. It's times 17, the minimal charge. But it's not. I'm not going to charge you for it, so don't worry. It's that they basically charge 70 pence, which seems like nothing until you times it by 17, and they charge like I think they charge 15 quid or plus VAT. It's 11.90 plus VAT is 14.28. So what I'll do is I'll cover that, but on the if yeah, but even if you do it again, it's not like a major thing. It's just that they're not so much telling me off, they're just like letting me know and then just reiterating that they only accept, the toners that they supply, if that makes sense. So yeah. So just for future reference. Unless you want to just chuck it all in and then pay extra. There is that option. Yeah, I was going to say that actually. Yeah, would that be better? Yeah, so on the next order, do you want me to put, but then again, we don't know how many it's going to be, do we? So, yeah, will you know how many that are mine? You won't know, will you? Well, how about I just, yeah, how much is 70p? Let me check. 70p times VAT. So it works out to be about 84p um for everyone that's not mine. So I don't know if we do it. We can't. Yeah, we'll have to just play it by ear because I can't even say a round figure because we don't know what it's going to be. Yeah, 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 definitely. And then yeah, just let me know the amount exactly. It might not be for a whole year or something like that. Yeah, yeah, it's not something that we need to worry about right now. But yeah, so you owe me a couple of Tesco meal deals, or I don't drink. I said you owe me a pint, but I don't drink. I've got I've got a lot of kids, so yeah, anything to do with children. They're not. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. It was my son's birthday Monday. He likes Galaxy, so you could do that. Yeah, but no, it's fine. So I just thought I'd let you know just for future reference, but it's also a note for me as well. Just for me to yeah. So yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even think either. They haven't mentioned it in the past. But then again, I think in the last 12 months, I think they've only had about two or three collections. So maybe the other ones were just not an issue, or maybe there was only a handful that I didn't even notice, possibly. When they said 17 and there was an invoice attached, and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't even want to open the invoice. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, definitely 100%. I was like, okay, 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 that's not too bad. I can swallow that. So yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, we'll just take it from there. I think we'll talk about it next time and then see how many you've got. But thank you very much for calling me back. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. No, it's fine. Have a lovely afternoon, and I will speak to you in a couple of minutes' time. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, and speak to you in a bit. Thanks, Ellie. Ta-da now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hi, good afternoon, Leah. I was just looking for Ian. My name's Charles. I'm a sole trader. I've spoken to him before, but I'm based down in Cardiff. I was just wondering if he's free. Oh, thank you. Oh, there we go. N no worries. No, no, I'm impressed that he even remembered me. It was October of 22 when I last called. So the fact that I didn't even say what I do, yeah, and I didn't even say the company name. I didn't say anything to do with anything. I just said Charles from Cardiff. Oh yeah, tell him we're now on a lease printer. Yeah, but I'll what I'll do is if you just let him know, I'll update my notes. Tell him thank you very much for remembering me anyway, and hope you guys have a nice afternoon. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. All right. So we'll bring this back out this afternoon. Big good. Looking forward to that. So that's a good thing. I've got 20. Oh fuck. 36 callbacks. Hey Lizzie, I was just looking for Claire. Oh, there you go. No worries at all. I'll give her a bell then. Is that okay? Brilliant. Brilliant. I'll try then. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Alex. It's Charles, it is, mate, from down in Cardiff. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Alex, I know you're busy, but I've been tossing and turning in my sleep about this printer. You've you've given me sleepless nights, and I know you're going to get in touch with me when you're ready, but y- um, it's freaking me out with the drums. Because they're completely dead. I'm like, the person who's giving you the printer, obviously they didn't check the printer settings for a long time. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I had this one for 12 years, Alex. I had this printer for 12 years. It died last year. I was devastated. One of the best printers I've ever had. Honestly, mate, it was amazing. And when you sent the print report and it showed no data, like no lines for the drums, I was like, oh my God. And then yeah, like when you got a customer that comes in and you give them an advisory or something like that, or you tell him like, you've got like 3 months, you got to do it in 3 months, or you tell him you got to do something with the car. But is it ever like, I don't know if like, it's just me, but does it ever stick in your mind, Alex, that, like when you give him a bit of advice or whatever, and you tell him to come back in, does it ever stick in your mind like little things, you know? Yeah, it's that, mate. I haven't slept since our text on WhatsApp. It's been about 8 days. It's been 8 sleepless nights. So basic. No, don't listen, mate. Listen, we've got an extremely good relationship. So for me, I know you'll get in touch when you're ready. Go on. Oh, mate, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I did have a feeling. Yeah, you said. Yeah, yeah. Have you my missus, I've been with my missus 15 years, and her dad passed away a few weeks after I came over to see you. 3 weeks later, it was 21st of Jan, about 5 weeks ago. And to be honest with you, mate, there you go. So it's a month apart. So basically, since the end of Jan, I've never knew just how much a death could impact people, even if the person is older. And my father-in-law had health issues and things like that. And to be honest with you, mate, it's only this week. The funeral was last a week ago, last Monday, like last week, 10 days ago. But up until the funeral day, it's just been a nightmare. And the four kids that he's left with, there's been arguments and there's been this and that and back and forth, and it's been mentally draining just for me. And I'm not. He's not my daddy. I'm just his son-in-law, And I've missed him and things like that. So I'm sorry to hear that. Exactly. There's a massive delay on funerals, they said, the dates of it and everything. But I feel for you, mate. It's I mean, it's your, yeah, and do you know what? It's your dad as well. So I've only been able to pick up this week, and he, like I said, I've seen him every day, and I had a good relationship with him. But I just think it's that it's going to take you a while. I think anyway. From judging from what I can tell from my missus and the other my brother-in-law, sister-in-laws, and everything. And I know your dad was ill, and he was older, but it's final now, isn't it? Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. When I come down, when I first ever come down, and I also spoke to him as well, like on the phone, and he took a car payment off him. I know it's weird to remember things like that, but it's 2017. I remembered everyone because that was the first year I did business, so everyone really meant something because without everyone, I couldn't keep doing business. And I had a good little chat with him, like, and he said my boys are taking over the business and everything. But yeah, he got to hear that, mate. Puts things into perspective as well. Have you had any time off work? You and your brother? Yeah, 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 yeah. Travel. What was it like the drive? Because I had to travel from Bristol with my missus next to me, and they didn't confirm on the phone, and we had to travel from Bristol to Cardiff. It was like an hour drive. It was the worst drive of my life. It's horrible. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it'll literally, mate, because I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone deals with grief. My dad passed away a long time ago. It was 25 years ago. But to be honest with you, mate, I told you this. I think when I spoke to you, I talk to my dad every day. in the car and everything. I talk to my dad all the time. So for me, I'm still grieving. He's never like the loss is still there, you know. Somebody said something in a program I watched the other week, and I'll pass it on to you what they said. And they said they were in it was obviously in a show in a program, like it was obviously a line, but they said to an older the dad said who lost the mum said to the son, he lost his girlfriend like quite young, and he said to the son, if um if you pretend that they're still here with you, then it won't hit you as hard, you know, if you just think that they're still here. And I thought that's interesting because that's how I've been treating my dad. I still treat my dad like I'm in the car and I'll say, Dad, what shall I do about this? Or what path shall I go? And I speak to my dad about my business and everything, about my kids, when I'm stressed out and everything. So I don't know if that's a bit of advice I can give you. I think I give you that bit of advice as well. Just when you're by yourself, yeah, but everyone's different, Alex. Everyone's got a different relationship with their parents. But I don't speak to my mum, and I, if my mum passes away, like, I still think I'll be gutted. You know? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But you got so much going on. I think you'll be able to be fine for now, but I think it may hit you in when you go on holiday. Or yeah, 100%. And it should hit you as well because if you loved your dad and everything, it should hit you. It should upset you. It should like stop you in your tracks because death is part of life, but it's something that people forget about. I think death. You know. But yeah, mate. Sorry to hear that. I am. But yeah, do you want to go on? No, I was going to say, do you want to have a chat about is it something you want the printer to get up and running, or is it something you're going to sit on for a bit? Yeah, yeah. So what time scale you looking at? So, well, if you want it up and running, then you need four drums and a magenta. My recommendation is you don't buy any. You change the drums immediately. You put the new magenta in immediately, and then you leave it about a month, and then you figure out who's using it, what it's been used for, and if it's still working okay. And after about a month, if it's working fine, then you need one of each color for the stock. But I don't think you need one of each color for now because you don't know, yeah, 100, yeah, because you don't know what you're going to use it for. So I don't think you need to spend more than what you need to right now. Right now, you need those drums and you need the magenta because the magenta is gone and the drums are gone. So that's what. So right. So the drums are 25 each. That's 100, and the toner's 30, and the delivery's 5. So it's 135, no VAT. And then exactly, but when you have a full set, they're 30 each, and that's 120 plus the 5 delivery. But by that time, you'll probably need stuff for other printers, so that can just go in with a normal order. But that, bearing in mind, when you do order a full set, that then you might not need anything else for 6 months, for another year. But it's a really good printer. Genuinely, I mean, it's a very good printer. Like I say, it's very good. It's simple, like but effective. Well, you've been talking about this for a while, haven't you? About simple printers. They're the best way forward. So that's what I would say. Because once you change over the drums, you've got the longevity of the printer. But if you don't change the drums, yeah, would that be okay? I can, I can. Thank God, I can have a good night's sleep tonight. There's no rush. In actual fact, I've deleted your in my notes, Al. I deleted your card details like I always do with when I take it when I'm not in the office. But I've still got it on my iCloud and deleted. So do you want me to use those, or shall I call you back later this afternoon? It's under recently deleted. Give me 2 seconds. Bear with me. Let me just make sure because I noticed it the other day. Here we go. So it ends in 1286. Yeah, I put it down with four other customers. That's okay. I'll use that one. If I have any issues, I'll call you this afternoon. All right, mate. Uh, have a great afternoon as well. And also when it arrives, if you need any help with changing it over the drums, give me a ring. But all you got to remember is, when you click out the toner, you're clicking it out of a drum. And just to let you know the bigger brother printer, that also takes drums. You don't need to worry about that for a couple of years. But I've just sold they're not individual. They're in a set of four, so they're like 100 quid, but they're all four together, if that makes sense. And that one may need drums in the future, but obviously that's if you end up keeping it. Because I know that you have a bit of an issue with the speed of that one, so it may not. You'll end up keeping it, but you might not. It might not be as important. But anyway, I'll leave you to it. Tell your brother I said hello as well, and pass on my best wishes to both of you. No worries at all, mate. Lovely speaking to you. Thanks, Al. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye bye. Ta-ra. Bye bye. Bye. What? 34 minutes left to ring hotels. Hotels? Schools. Oh, we're nearly on invoice 5,000. Let's go. Or 999. Next order. Buzzing. How many orders have I got backed up? 3. How much are they going to charge me? Charge me £8. 8 times 4 equals that. They charge me 48.54. They got charge me for this. £8.50. That's fine. 16. Right. 30 minutes to go. Schools. Okay, shit then, man. Judy. Hi, good afternoon. I haven't called for quite some time, but I was just looking for Judy. Yeah, I think it proves I haven't been doing anybody's head in. I haven't called for quite some time, but very quickly, my name's Charles. I'm a sole trader. I run my own link business based down in Cardiff. Um, in the past, Judy's given me permission to pop an email through to the email address I had Sutton at suttonlower.co.uk. and I had the names of only two printers that she allowed me to quote for, but I haven't called or emailed for quite some time. Even though she's no longer there, would I still be allowed permission to leave my contact details and prices? Are you sure? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like on a lease. Yeah, yeah. These two printers, they because when I called up, it was quite a long time ago. It was November of 2019, so I wasn't joking. But you still had a lease back then. It was just two printers that we used not as often, but they were for more like private work, possibly. I can't remember because I don't have it on my notes, but they were like smaller printers. The one was a black and white, one was a color. Does that ring a bell? Possibly. Would would I be allowed to quote for those two? Would that still be okay? Yeah, because I know you don't obviously using that often. Oh, yeah, you don't have the. I've got the models in front of me. I do, yeah, yeah. Do you want me to stick with what I was given by Judy, and then you can always correct me if if it's out of date or yeah, would that be okay? And what was your name? Sorry, Vicky, Vick. Oh, there we go. Best way of spelling Vicky. What I'll do is I'll send an email through with my name, Charles. Is that still the same email address or the right email address? Yeah, let me write this down. Um, Perfect. Now, if the when I send across this email, if the prices were decent or it looks of interest, is it yourself that deals with it, or are you going to pass it on? Just perfect. Oh, hang on. Are you still there? Oh, sorry. I heard you say yes, and then I heard you disappear. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so because what I'll do is I in a way, I hope I've proven myself that I'm never going to hassle Vicky. I've been doing this a very long time. I've been doing it for 15 years by myself, 7 years by myself, 15 years in total selling ink. So I know my stuff. So the way that I operate my business is I don't try and show how much cheaper I can be. And I know that sounds a bit strange, but I try and it's a really difficult thing to do on emails and on the telephone, but I try and tell people that it's my customer service skills that people buy into. So it's my knowledge and it's my experience. So, for example, if there's any issues with the printer, or if there's a toner code error, or if there's a black line down the page or whatever, I know like troubleshoot and I can go through it with people and things like that. So I honestly believe the reason I'm still in business is not because I'm cheaper, it's because I just try and do the best I can with every my knowledge. If that does that make sense, Vicky? Yeah. So when I send it over, the prices may be lower than what you've paid, but I just want you to know that it's me that you're buying into as well. If you end up, giving me a go, but I'll send over. Is it still important to be saving money when you do order these toners to the school budget? Is it still something you're under pressure? Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. But now it's more. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where I come into play. You've hit the nail on the head. So somebody like me, like if for example you place an order with me on email or on the telephone, and you said, Charles, can I order a CF226X for the HBM 401? I would say, yeah, no. Do you mean the CF280X? And then you'll probably go, oh, yeah, whatever is the right one. But it's like I try and teach my customers little bits along the way so that they can also remember for themselves, even though their heads are mush and they running around trying to run a school. But I've got 5 kids myself, so like I've got 3 school runs in the morning, 3 school runs in the afternoon. I've got kids in like multiple stages of schools. So for me, it's like showing that I'm not going to hassle you. So like if you do place an order, I'm going to make sure it's next day delivery, and then if there is an issue, I'm going to deal with it as a priority. But I'm never going to ring up and say, "Hi, Vicky, I'm doing an offer. I'm doing a deal. Would you like to buy?" I'm not like that at all. I'm actually been known to do the opposite. I spring into action when people need me, but that's why it's taken me 5 years or 4.5 years to ring back because it's only me here, and I just don't like pestering people ever. I never do it. I get accused of it sometimes, and I'm like, no, they're lying. Like, but I'll send it over. I'll do what I can initially with the first email. You have a quick look and double check if you can. If it because obviously it's 4.5 years since I last did it with Judy. So let me know, keep me on file, and then if there is anything that I can help you out with, just please just give me a shout when you're ready. But there's no rush. Is that okay? Not at all. And I'll put my name Charles on it as well. And we'll take it from there. Just out of curiosity, do you know how often? Because I mentioned it's a low usage, but do you know how often you order for it? Yeah, it could be like once a term or something like that. It could be as low as that. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the one you spoke about. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Well, to be honest, everything changes. For me, there's companies that I've spoken to in the past, and they've used leased printers and they've used printers like sporadically, and then something has changed in the business, and they've started to use their owned equipment more, and they've got it out of their lease for like 5 years. They've come out of it completely, and things change. So for me, I don't. With somebody like yourself, which is a Lucy, I want to keep the calls to a minimum. So I'm going to send what I think is the best email I can, and then I hope then that you come back to me when you're ready on your terms, and then we'll just take it from there. But I'll put my name Charles on it. I'll put my Cardiff contact details bottom left hand corner, Vicky. Apart from that, thank you very much for taking my call and allowing me to email. I do appreciate it. Is that okay? I'll speak to you soon. Have a nice afternoon as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye. Boom. 20 minutes to go. All right, YouTube. Oh shit. It's been like that the whole fucking time. Boom. 20 minutes ago.